So we're going to be looking at ways to achieve more focus in our yin class through our breath. Studies have shown that we used to have an attention span of about 10 seconds, and in 2015 it had dropped to 8.5 seconds, and that's because there's so much more information out there, and with so much more information we have less attention. And that is different for yogis, I think, because if you spend a lot of time on your mat and you practice your pranayama and you practice your yin, it's all about bringing your focus inwards and slowing it down. So we can use our yin practice, as you know, to bring us into that focus and that attention. And what we do then is we slow down our reactivity. So we have, like, I don't know if you watch The Social Dilemma. It's a really interesting doco on social media and how we are being programmed to constantly respond and react to notifications and messages, and how it affects the chemical balance in our body. So when we come to a practice like yin, and we come into a pose and we have those impulses, they're the similar type of impulses we get when somebody's just beeped our phone, and we know we're in a conversation and we shouldn't look at our phone, but there's that desire to look to see what's on the screen. And in yin, it's a similar type of desire that we have when we meet with discomfort. But we train ourselves to not react. We train ourselves to move into breath and to become more still. And that is a real gift that we can give ourselves from practicing yin, to really train our focus. And I think we can see it now as things are opening up. You know, there was a quietness that seemed to set over Melbourne during the lockdown. Even in the evenings, there weren't as many cars, and there was a stillness, and when you went out, there was a stillness in people. And it's like we had moved into more of a relaxed state. And now that we're opening up again, there's more noise, there's more interruption, there's a different energy, that reacting energy in people all the time. So it's good if we're able to have that, because we need that in a world to survive. We need to be able to react quickly, but at the same time, we can't live in that space. We have to learn how to move into stillness and keep our focus and turn inwards. So it's good to find a balance, and that's what we're going to be focusing on our practice today. Let's start in happy baby pose. You need a bolster or not, that's okay, or a pillow or not, that doesn't matter. You can place one underneath your head. Take your knees underneath the hips and then walk your hands all the way forward. I like to put just a little something soft underneath my forehead. And then bring your heart towards the earth, coming to our heart melting pose or our puppy pose. And this first thing in the morning can be pretty strong. I know for me it's pretty strong on the shoulders. So you might want to just drop your elbows to the earth and just soften up a bit there. But if you have the space, you can keep the elbows straight. And then often if we drop into our lower back, we kind of release the connection of the shins to the earth. So even though we're in yin, just get connected through the tops of the feet and the shins. And then from there we'll find our breath. And now begin to notice that natural pranayama. We're just doing our natural yogic breath, trying to cultivate a breath that is more or less equal on the inhale and exhale, but it's not a strong pranayama. It's just more awareness of a breath and a gentle slowing down and balancing of the breath. And then right at the beginning of the practice, please think about how you wish to hold your attention present. If it's by focusing on the breath, or if you have a mantra that you wish to work with and repeat that to yourself, or if you perhaps want to follow your breath, breathing in and breathing out, or maybe even counting the breath, but find a tool that will help to keep you present.
Just take one more deep inhale. Allow the breath to naturally move out of the body. And then slowly coming back to your tabletop. Take your time in your tabletop just for a moment, and then curl your toes under and sit your buttocks back over the heels in your broken toe pose. You might want to just scooch behind and make sure that you have all the toes released. If you need to modify here, you can sit up on a block or have blocks in front of you and just lean forward on the blocks. Find a comfortable position, soften the shoulders away and add a little weight into the toes. And now connect to those sensations that are moving through the body and allow them to be there without the need to react in any way. If you're using a mantra or if you're counting your breath, return to that practice. And if you feel or you find yourself running away in conversation, just be mindful and gently draw yourself back to your mantra or your breath. Just 3 more breaths. Take them slowly and balanced. And bring your hands onto the earth in front of you. Just release the toes down and sit back over the toes so that they can rebound. And then when you're ready, take your hands behind you, lean into your hands and just lift your knees. And you can lift your knees as high up as is comfortable. And you can also lift your knees and sit more upright, using your fingertips for support. Feeling this in the front of your feet and your ankles. Noticing the urges to get out and to move. Allowing them to be there while you stay present, connected to your breath. Just 3 more breaths. And then when you're ready, gently release your knees down. Bring your hands onto the earth and now you can just gently tap your feet out if you want. From here we're going to come to sit on our buttocks and move into our Baddha Konasana, bringing the soles of the feet together. And I invite you today to make a little more space. So instead of pulling the legs right in, let's take them forward so we have more space. You also have the option to fold forward over a bolster or use props. And then when you're ready, just allow your torso to drop forward and relax. And you're welcome to take the bolster and bring it on top of your feet and fold over the bolster. So interestingly enough, when we come into our yin practice and we begin to quiet down and move into stillness, the energy lines, the meridian lines in the body, they begin to flow more freely. Notice if there's a holding on in your neck or your shoulders, or perhaps a tightness around your jaw. Allow all of that to just go by moving your awareness into those areas and deliberately inviting in that sense of relaxation and softness. And then harness your focus, harness your attention. Use your breath or your mantra to keep you present. Take just 3 more breaths here. Allow yourself to release and soften even more. And then when you're ready, slowly coming all the way up. Support yourself coming up and then just lean into your hands behind you as you place your feet on the floor, just hip distance apart. Now drop your legs over to the left and look to the right. And then come back and do to the other side. Coming back to seated. Take your right leg out in front of you and then just hook your left leg in for your Janushasana. Curl the toes to face out, and for this one you may again need a bolster, and you can bring it either on top of your leg or on the inside of your leg, whatever you prefer. And then be sure your sit bones are connected to the earth. Relax through your legs, find this comfortable seat, and then inhale, lift through the upper body and fold forward. And then soften. The minute you reach your edge, that's where you want to stay and wait. Definitely not forcing into any shape. Return back to your breathing. Notice if there's an opportunity for you to surrender just a little more. And then slowly, when you're ready, just come up to seated. Lean back and just straighten through both legs. And you can just shake your legs out a little from side to side. And then when you're ready, we'll move to the other side. So take your opposite leg in towards the inner thigh. Find that you're on both sit bones. Find your alignment and then relax through the muscles. Bring your bolster on the inside. Find where your hip points are and a little bit of a lift through so we're not overly collapsing into the center of the body, and then fold forward. And the minute you reach your edge, allow yourself to soften. Again, coming back to your breath. And when you're ready, just slowly bring yourself all the way up. Just taking your legs out in front of you, leaning back, and you can just shake the legs out from side to side. And then from here, we're going to come into our dragon pose. So you might want to sit up on a prop or a blanket, bring your legs out wide. You may wish to use your bolster in front. And then I like to make sure my heels are on my mat, or else the floor gets a little hard if you're practicing on a wooden floor. And then again, feel where your sit bones are, feel where your legs are, connect them down, and then relax into them so they become heavy. And so we don't overly compress into our belly because that can create a cramp. Lift up slightly and fold forward, but once you've found that lift, then soften and drop in. And come into your breath. And again, allow your body to move you into a shape. Be receptive to the sensations in your body. just gently bring yourself all the way up. Take your time, remove your bolster out to the side. And just bend through your knees, placing your feet on the floor, hands are behind you. And just for a minute, lift your hips. You can lift them to where it's comfortable, but you don't have to push them right up to the ceiling. Just stretch out the back body. Coming all the way down. Taking a hold of your bolster if you have one, or a block, or just come to a comfortable cross-legged Sukhasana. So for the last few moments of the practice, we'll do a seated meditation. Take time to ground from the sit bones down. Let there be a weight holding you down into the earth. Little rise from your lower belly up to the heart space, melting down to the back body. Perhaps you want to turn the palms to face up and find a mudra. Thumb and index finger touching. And then surrender everything, returning your awareness back to your mantra or to your breath. Now I invite you to begin to listen to all the sounds around you. And listen with a comfortable knowing and acceptance of all the sounds around you. Welcome them all in. Allow yourself to relax, to sit in this gentle sound that's moving about you. Beginning to draw your awareness inwards from the sounds around you. Begin to see if you can listen to the sounds inside your own body. Listening to the sound of your breath as it gently moves in and out. And watch your breath without interrupting, shifting or changing your breathing pattern. Just listen for that breath and begin to watch that breath. Perhaps you can even feel the breath on your nostrils. Perhaps you might feel the breath in your solar plexus, in your tummy. Maybe you feel your breath right down in your lower abdomen. Touch your awareness on the movement of the breath. And then from here, allow sensation to rise up within you. Whatever emotion is wishing to rise up. And greet it and allow it to be present. And just for one more moment, see if you can soften around your edges. Stay connected with your breath.
your left hand into the heart center, palm on the body. Place your right hand into your lower belly. Feel this drawing in, this connection. Feel how you've harnessed all your attention into this very moment. Bring the hands together in Tanjani Mudra and just bow your head in gratitude for your practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing.